Welcome, Conjurers. I'm Dicebag, and this is my solo campaign for Crytures, my monster collecting tabletop RPG. Last time around, I tried out a new system to handle wilderness tracking, and frankly, it was kinda tedious. It also brought out a flaw in the monster catching mechanics, so I'm coming in this time with a few system overhauls. Let's see how this goes. Alright, I think we're ready to go here. It's been a while since I was able to record another solo session, so here we are. Let's see if we can remember exactly where we picked up from last time. I believe we just ran through an encounter with a few zipjack guys. We tried binding the big one, and it worked. And I don't think it should be that easy, frankly. So, I'm putting some reforms in place, some additions to the rules. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna give each creature like a resistance to binding, more or less. So, what's gonna happen is like we have right here down, you can see Torkish over here has a danger of 2. That's kind of an overall power rating of the creatures. I think we're going to use that as like a threshold. So like you're going to have to score that many successes on a roll, and past that, then you're able to actually like have the roll count towards the amount of, health that you can bind up to. I've also done some adjustments to the tracking system. I basically just redid the entire thing, frankly. So we're going to be using that to finish off this adventure, and I got all my notes here. We actually tried this out in the West Marches campaign already, so I know it works fairly well. We just haven't tried it in the solo campaign yet. So, that'll be the whole thing we're doing. We're still hunting down the Zipjack nest. And we found one pack. That means we need to track down a couple more. And, since we are looking for a bounty, we're gonna kill as many of them as we can in the process. But yeah, we need to track down a couple more packs, then we'll have a general idea of where the nest is going to be based on, triangulating the positions, and then we can go and assault the nest. So this tracking system I've worked out is a little more theater of mine than last time. As you can see, we were drawing out maps left and right last time, and man, that's a little cumbersome. Takes a while, so we're not really going to do it that way. So this next system, what we got to do first of all is we're going to decide how far away they are. Alright, a 4. So this is actually a very close pack that we've picked up the trail for. So, let's see, I'm thinking, so the distance is basically measures how many clues we need to pick up in order to get to them. We've also got the heat. So this trail is a little cold. And right now, what I'm doing, I think, is we're going to set the heat at half of the distance. And that way it's a little more tough on the resources, a little more tense. I think if we roll them separately and we end up getting like higher numbers, then it'll be a little difficult. You know, it will be less of a challenge is what I'm trying to say. But we're still playing with that. So for now, we're going to say we've got 2 turns to make it to this pack. So we need to cover 4 distance in 2 turns. That means we need to gather clues. So each skill that's kind of relevant to tracking has its own like specific action that it can use that has different bonuses associated with it. So we've got zoology, lets you search for tracks, and that lets you learn the number and the sizes. You can search for remains with healing, and that lets you know the conditions. You can search for trails to learn the disposition, the number, and the sizes. And you can just straight up search for clues with observation, and that's just finds generic clues. It's the best way to just stat clues without gaining any additional information, because it reduces the difficulty. And then of course you can scout ahead to kind of see if there is an encounter on the way, and you can also, you know, climb up in a tree or find some high ground with athletics, and that'll give you some bonuses to your rolls, and that is your main actions. Now you can also spend clues to gain information on the trail or the pack you're following. And then once you get 5 clues, you can reduce the distance by following the trail or rushing. If you want to spend some stamina, you can reduce the distance by 2 with 5 clues. So that is the system. So let's go ahead and work it. So let's see. Justin, he's got, let's see, his observation is 1. Let's see, survival is his higher skill, so maybe he should be doing that. So sense plus survival, that's going to be 5 dice, so we're going to go ahead and roll that for him. Oh, and by the way, each turn, at the end of each turn, you roll for an encounter. And each turn, or each round rather, takes about an hour. And holy hell, we're starting right off with critical failures. By the way, we got 5, 1, 1, 2, 7. And I believe we need an 8 on this one. Yeah. I think. Hold on. Let's check my other areas. Let's see. Oh, this is just this is a grassland? Or, okay. He scored 1 success. But that is not enough to negate the 2 failures, okay. So the density of this place is going to be 2, which makes it a difficulty 7. 5 plus 2 is the difficulty for pretty much everything. Whoops. Wrong place. Here we go. This is what we want. Alright. So we score 1 success, but then crit fail, so we're gonna negate any clues that we might have gathered from this. Now Torkish also gets a turn, so let's see. His sense is 2, so he gets to roll 4 dice for the same thing. He scores only 1 success, so we will add 1 clue. If I can find the right thing. Alright. 1 clue. And let's see. We can't really do much with 1 clue, so we're just going to move on to the next turn. Erwin here is gonna have to kind of get on the ball. We only have one clue, and we're already past one whole conjurer's turn. Let's see, what does Erwin have? Erwin's got good intellect and the healing skill, so he's probably gonna want to do that. So let's see. Intellect plus healing, that's 5 dice for him. Ooh, double crits. Okay. Now we're cooking. So that is 4 successes, 10, 4, 10, 2, 3. Alright. That means we are up to... five clues. And that means we can use a passive action to, you know what, let's rush. Erwin's got plenty of stamina, he can afford to rush. Whoop. So we're going to reduce the distance by 2. And that'll put us pretty close. And of course that brings us back down to 0 clues. Now let's see, which one of Erwin's creatures do we want to actually have out? Let's see. They both have 2 sense. But let's see. Does he have observation at all? No, he does not. Okay. So it looks like they're gonna get maybe 3 dice. So we'll just go with Psychic. Psychic has 2 for both of the skills that are relevant. So we'll go with that. So let's see, what do we want to do then? Zoology or healing? You know, let's go with zoology. And we'll roll our 3d10 here. 9, 4, and 10. Okay, that's 3 successes and a crit. So we do learn something. Actually, we should have learned something last time. Let's see. We learned the condition on a crit for the search for remains. So, let's see. What is the condition? 5? Okay, I think they're just regularly healthy. Like, there's nothing wrong with them. They seem to be full of energy, so we're going against them at full power if we choose to go after them. So, otherwise, let's see. We're gonna say Psykit searches for tracks, and we're going to learn the number of them. So let's see. 4. Okay. I think that's just straight up 4 of them. It's in the brushland. Yeah, this is 4 guys in this pack. It's a fairly small pack. So we can definitely take them. We don't need to do anything about that, but we need to move on to Johan this time. I mean, what's Johan got? He's got 1 survival, and that's about it. And what is his sense like? He's got 4 sense and 1 survival. Okay, so that's what he's doing the entire time. Sense plus survival, that's search for trails. 5d10. These guys are not doing so great. 2, 6, 5, 3, 2. They need a 7 to score any successes. Oh wait, I forgot to count Psychic's 3 successes. Alright. So they're not too far off. Now, as for his creature... Let's see. What's Frimber got? They both have 1 intellect and 2 sense, so it doesn't really matter. We're gonna be rolling 3 dice no matter what. So let's get Creeby in here to roll his dice. 3d10. And what do we roll? 8, 10, and 7. Ooh. Nice roll, Creebine. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 successes and a crit. So we're at 7 clues. That's more than enough to actually get there this turn. If we rush, and it's Creebine's turn, I think Creebine can afford to lose a stamina, so we will drop him down, and we will go ahead and go into the encounter after this turn. So let's roll the encounter. We've got 4. You know it's a pack size of 4, so let's see what the makeup is. Okay. There's 1 bigger one, so there's 1 Zapjack. And 3 Zipjacks. And let's see. What is all their other stuff? What's the hostility? 6? Okay, so they're definitely alert. They're eating lunch as we approach. So we're gonna go ahead and just do a straight up battle montage, because I keep forgetting to do that. So let's pull out Zipjacks. We got the 3 Zipjacks. And the 1 Zapjack over here. Now we're gonna square off and do the battle. So let's see. We probably don't need to summon all of our creatures, so we're gonna go into it without that. So we're gonna put Creebine up against the Zapjack, the big one. And I think we're going to... Let's see, does anybody have any special... Doesn't look like it. I don't think anybody has any particularly useful equipment against these. So let's see. Put Torkish over here. Johan will actually tank one of these guys. And we'll have Psykit against the final one. And I think this will be our setup. We'll double team the first and the last. And hopefully we can do some damage here. So let's see. Johan comes out first with the arming sword. Alright, these things need to have their successes. So they need 6 successes to beat them, since they have 30 health. And this guy needs 8, the bigger one. So that shouldn't be too rough. Let's see though. Zipjack, we need to pull up his stats. And Zapjack while we're at it. Alright. So deflection is 5, so we need to hit that in order to score a success. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. We have 9, 1, 8, 8, 6, 4. So that's -4 on that. That means Justin only needs to score a couple hits. So let's see, he's got his rod, so that's probably his best attack here. Oh yeah. Yeah, 8, 2, 7, 10, 7, 1. That's more than enough successes to take that one down. Alright, so Torkish is next up. So, obviously we just need to blast this guy. He only has one real main attack that's going to be good. And man, he does a lot of dice worth of damage. So let's see, Zipjack has evasion of 6. We roll 5, 8, 10, 5, 10, 3, 5, 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. Oh, wow, that's just enough to take him out. Torkish blasts right through that one. So let's see, next up, Psykit is up. And it'll use its Space Wrinkle attack here. Shooting for 6 again, we get 9, 8, 4, 7, 4, 8, 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 hits. So that's down to 1. So it'll get to retaliate. And let's see. Creebean here. Fortunately, Creebean does not have martial attacks. We should have brought Arbo. I guess Arbo would have been Psykit. Yeah, well, we should have done that anyways. Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and hit it with the Leaf Blade. And since it's deflection, we're shooting for 5. We get 7, 3, 7, 6, 6, 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. It is still up. Erwin gets to take his turn now. Let's see if he can finish it off. Let's see, Orb Receptor. I'm thinking Orb is the better one here. Let's see. Orb gets like a +1 to the roll, so we get... Oh, we need to hit 6. We've got 8, 10... Oh, no, wait. This is Zapjack. He has higher defenses. He has 7. So actually, 2 of those did not hit. He's up to 5. He only took 3 hits last time. So we got 8, 10, 7, 1, 9, 7, 2. And we need to hit the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits, okay. So yeah, we do take that guy down. Now Zipjack gets to retaliate. So let's see. He deals 1 damage, and let's see, he's got 6 strength, +1 for his class, so he deals 7 damage to Psykit. I'm thinking maybe we should make this a little tougher in the battle montages. Maybe after each attack, they get to retaliate rather than just at the end of the turn. But this would not have been a difficult fight anyways, I don't believe. That was pretty easy. And since this guy has 1, let's see. Well, you know what? We gotta roll for morale. And he does not stick around. He runs away. So we took out 3 of these things. I'm gonna mark that in my notes. Zipjack, we took out 2 more, and 1 more Zapjack. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna wrap up the episode here. Thanks for watching, and since you made it this far, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But most importantly, leave me some feedback in the comments. The game is still in development, so I'd like to hear what people think. And if you want to see more, I've got all these sessions on a playlist that you can watch back to back. There's also a bunch of links in the description for other places that you can find creatures. So, until next time, farewell, conjurers, and may you walk the waking dream.